Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Richard Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Sincerely appreciate you joining me today for episode number 109, Average If Summary Items. I have here a very basic matrix, and I came across this example the other day and I wanted to share it with you. I have here points of distribution, which I'd want to take an average of, and sales, which I'd probably want to take a total of, and I have this by person. Well, what I ended up trying to do initially is I said, well, let me go ahead and let me just say I'm going to create a new line called average points of distribution. And I'm going to say average points of distribution is equal to the average of, points of distribution for the person first using some recursion to the points of distribution for the person recursion last. But I want that to be -1, right? Because I want it to be offset. So if I go ahead and I hit enter here, then I would see that I've got 7.8, which is actually indeed my average. Well, what happens if I then want to take the sum here and have it be on another line? If I wanted to take the sum of sales and have it be on another item of this category person, well, what happens is I end up getting this circular reference. And I go, well, then it's not -1, it's actually -2, and that seems to solve it, right? But I thought, well, I shouldn't have to do this. There's got to be a better way to do this in Quantrix. And then I remembered, of course, there's an easier way to do it in Quantrix. It's called using a summary item. So what I do here is I'm going ahead and I'm going to get rid of average points of distribution, and I'm going to get rid of the sum of sales. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take person and I'm going to say insert summary, and I'm going to say average. And when I do that, it just goes ahead and puts in average of person is 7.8 and 23.8, and that is correct. And if I were to go ahead and I'd say, well, I not only do I want the average here, I would even say maybe I want the average, or I want the sum of the sales. So I'd go insert category, or sorry, insert summary item here, and I'd click on sum. It then gives me the sum. And the beauty is with this is this sum doesn't include this average here because it's using this summary operator or summary function within Quantrix. So what I could do to get rid of this average person from the sales, because that's not really pertinent, I would just simply say skip sales, okay? And in order to get rid of it from sum of person, I would go here on the sum and I'd say skip points of distribution. And that would be the way I would want it to look. So that's one way to do that. And then what if I wanted to average it, like the title of this video is, average if, using a summary item? What if I don't want this 0 because it's maybe skewing my results? Maybe I want to see it 7.8, or not 7.8, but maybe I want to see 9.75 versus 7.8. Then how would I do that? Well, what I would then do is I would go out and I would say, again, I'm just going to call this average points of distribution. I'm going to say average if, actually. There you go. And average if points of distribution is equal to the average. I'm going to take summary here and throw that operator in, and I'm going to say selects. And what am I selecting? I'm selecting the value range of person. Okay. And what is my test range? It is person, and where it is greater than 0. Okay. When I do that, I'm going to close off all my parentheses, and I would see 9.75 here, again, for my average. And because I am using summary here, it is ignoring, or because I use summary in this formula here, it is being ignored by this formula here, so it's taking my true average. So that's kind of some logic and some diving into this summary functionality here into Quantrix. When you're right-clicking and you insert a category item, you'll often see this summary function appear, and that's kind of a look into it. Anyway, if you have any questions about summary, about Quantrix, about average if, about sums, anything in Quantrix, I hope that you'll reach out to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com. I absolutely love this tool. I continue to discover new things about it, probably maybe probably once a week, and it's just absolutely awesome. Makes my life better. I hope it's making your life better, and I hope you'll join me again for another episode of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez.